Hey guys, welcome back. It is the long-awaited Pastel Pup palette. First impressions, swatches, and this look today. The Pastel Pup palette is from Menagerie Cosmetics. It launched about a week and a half ago. I was on the website the second that it went live and I got it because I knew it was going to sell out and I really wanted to get my hands on this palette. A pastel palette is something that I have wanted for a very long time, and I haven't purchased the ones that I've seen because they just weren't the right pastel palette for me. Well, this one absolutely is. This is exactly what I would do to create a pastel palette if I were going to create my own. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I just feel like the color story of this is just right on. So you don't just have one of each pastel, but you've got some of the same colors that you can also blend together. You've got this white and black to darken or lighten a shade if you want to. I did use some of this black on my lid today so we could see how that blended together. I also used everything in the top row, the orange, all of this row, and Snowball. So I've got on eight of the shades today. I wanted to use as many as I could to see the quality and how they performed on the eye. And also because you will see swatches will come first. You'll want to make sure you also watch the tutorial because the swatches leave a lot to be desired. Performance on the eye does not. So make sure you watch all the way through so you can see how they perform on the eye. And with brush pickup as compared to a finger swatch, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I know some people commented that they wanted more shimmers in this palette, but I definitely would not have wanted any more shimmers in this palette. They did include this Snowball shade, and let me tell you how they describe it. So the Snowball shade is described as a twinkling trifoil topper that shifts blue, purple, and pink depending on the light. So I have it in the inner corner. I don't know. I've only seen blue so far to me. I don't know if you guys can see any kind of shifting or not. This palette is $36 and it is only available on the Menagerie Cosmetics website. With the Pastel Pup palette, she also launched 3 other new trifoil single eyeshadows. And then Snowball, which comes in this palette as a single. So there is Snowball, Turtle, Bunny, and what was the other one? Chicky. So Turtle is a greenish one that shifts 2 other colors. Bunny is a purpley one that shifts 2 other colors. And Chicky is like a goldish peachy one that shifts 2 other colors. They are $6 each. And I decided not to get those. But she did do a special $50 free shipping with the purchase of this palette during the launch weekend. So since this was $36, I also picked up the Violet Ink palette. Like, this artwork is so cute, but this artwork, oh my goodness. I have not swatched or used these at all, but this is what the palette looks like. So I had started adding some single shadows to get me up to that $50 mark, but I had some of these already in there. So I decided to take out all the single shadows I had and just put this palette in because this is $19. So you end up getting, they're a little over $3 a shadow. So I thought that was a really good deal for that palette. So I will be having some looks coming with the Violet Ink, but for today I'm going to be swatching and playing with these eyeshadows. I think that's everything. I think my spring makeup giveaway is still going on. My goal is to have this up Thursday. So if it is, this is the last day to enter, so I'll link that information below. And then I've also got a stay home giveaway coming up on Monday, so just make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications bell on so you get notified when that pops up. But I thought that'd be something fun to do since, you know, we're all stuck at home. So let's get into the swatches. I do want to say that I already did my swatches for Instagram and I was a little discouraged by the pigment of them. I'm hoping that when they go on the eyes, they are much more beautiful. But from what I've seen when other people have swatched Menagerie Cosmetics to when I swatched this pastel palette, it wasn't what I expected. So we're going to get into swatches. I'll talk a little through that. When I swatch my palettes, I like to swatch by color so we can see exactly what is in the palette. I think when palettes are designed, they can sometimes be a little deceiving to what is actually in them. This one I don't think is at all, but I still want to swatch it by color. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the yellow and the peach. And it's almost like it has already hit hard pan. So look here. It's almost like nothing even shows up. So when I was doing my swatches, if you saw them, I built them up a couple times for my Instagram photo and I had to dig. So that's a little bit better, but I have to dig in here and then pick up some of the powder that comes up and then swatch it to get that pigment. So that's third swatch. I'm going to do one more with this yellow. So I'm taking this is a paintbrush, and it's got this little edge to it here. So I can just, this is what I'm doing, is I'm picking up some of the shadow and then picking up that with my finger. So there's the fourth swatch. So it does build up, but it takes a little bit to build up. I just really hope when I use it on the eyes, it is not the same, but you can kind of, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I think you can probably see that in the video. It's like you can especially see this green one. It's almost like there's already a moisture in there. And that was just from the very first swatch that I did. So I thought that was strange. Here is Fishy. So that's the first swatch. Okay, so now I have some dug out there. So we're going to swatch this one. So that's second swatch. Gosh, these swatches are going to take forever if I have to build them up that much. Okay, there's third swatch. I'm going to stop with that one for this. Next, I'm going to go into Snack and then Cuddle. And I'm just going to start by digging out a little bit right away. Otherwise, I think we're going to be here a while. So Cuddle is such a beautiful coral shade. This is one of my favorite kind of shades. And then we've got Cuddle, which is a pastel pink, but it's got a little bit of brightness to it. Almost like a pastel hot pink, which I do enjoy. Then I'm going to go to Belly Slide, Ice Cap, Aquatic, and Ice Worm. Here is Belly Slide and Ice Cap. So that's first swatch, so these are a little bit better. And then we've got Aquatic. There is eyeshadow dust all over me right now. If I start to dig into these and it ends up that there was just kind of a film, maybe there was humidity when traveling or something like that, I'm fine with that. Otherwise, this could be a really messy palette to work with. All right, then actually I'm going to go into Snowball next because it is a blue shimmer shade. Really pretty. The next one is Ice Worm. So Ice Worm has a little bit more blue to it. Then we've got Flipper. So this is like a pastel lime green, which I also love. And Saddleback is the matte white shade. This one was really hard to build up. Oh, look. That looks a lot better than the first swatch that I did. And then the last shade in here is Whisker. So this is that matte black shade. These here are really the ones that were hardest to build up. I swatched these 3 or 4 times. As you got into some of these ones that have the blue tone in them, they were easier to swatch, which is interesting because usually it's the other way around with palettes. But here are the swatches of the Pastel Pup palette. So let's get into a look. These are requests that I had. The top row, which is these 3 here. A lot of people want to see Ice Worm and the purple one. I think those were the main ones, and Snowball. So I think what I'm going to do is just do, I think we're just going to do a pastel rainbow look. I did something similar to this with all my ColourPop palettes, and I'm actually thinking that a dupe video might be coming with this, especially if these don't perform well on the eyes, because I would be super disappointed. And I wouldn't want you guys to spend money on it if it's not that good of a quality. I definitely want Ice Cap on the upper lid, so I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to start with that on, okay, that is beautiful. I'm going to put this on the outer transition area. Okay, so pigmented. Wow. Okay. Change my mind. And actually, as I dip my brush into this, let's see if you can see that. You can tell that that's brush pickup and not from where I gouged it out, because the other ones are bigger chunks where I gouged it out. So it is having dust pickup when I pick it up with a brush. That is so weird how they swatch like that. And that brush that I used is a Coastal Scents S08 brush. I'm going to try this brush. This is an E33 from Sigma, a diffused crease brush. Thinking blue, and then using the purple. Let's just see here. Okay, blue is gonna go right here. So this shade is Aquatic, which is this one right here. I mean, you can just, oh yeah. This is majorly picking up shadow. That's totally different. Let's do this. Let's take the yellow shade because that was, oh, you guys. Definitely with a brush, you are going to get a way better quality than with swatches. And I'm thinking part of it must be the way that the shadow reacts with the oils in your skin. All right, so this one is going to go all the way up. Okay, so we've got, whew, let me scooch closer so y'all can see this. We have got a lot of fallout here. I would rather have a lot of fallout and a really good shadow than have those shadows not work at all. So for this look, I definitely want to use as many shades as I can, but I don't really need to do a dupe video anymore unless you guys want to see it because I know they have been sold out. They sold out pretty quickly and it was going to take them a little bit of time to restock, just be with everything going on. So if you do want to see a dupe video, we can do that, but I definitely want to do some more looks with this palette, and I got the Violet Ink palette as well. So these two together would be so pretty. Okay, those blended like so gorgeously together. On the outer V, I'm going to start with Ice Cap, and then we're going to move in with Belly Slide, the other purple shade. So Ice Cap is the darker purple. You guys, these eyeshadows are so stinking opaque. So opaque. And I am really doing a lot of padding. And I think with a pastel, that's a better technique to go with so you get more pigment there. And really, I do a lot of padding with all my shadows these days. I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. flat shader brush and the shade Belly Slide, which is this purple one. This one here is Ice Cap, and that's the one I put on my outer V, so it's a bluish purple shade. And then I'm going to go in with Belly Slide, which is the more lavender purple shade, and put that on the lid. So just patting that in. I mean, they're pretty much already blended together. I am going to take on a very little tiny brush. This is a Sigma Shader Crease brush. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that black shade and just see how it blends on the outer V, just to create a little bit of depth. Oh, that looks good. I'm going to put both of them on my brush now before I come in. Look at that, no skipping or anything. It just blended really seamlessly in with that blue shade. I was worried. Oh man, that is good. You guys, on to the lower lash line. I'm just gonna take this little brush here. It's kind of a small flat shader brush. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm gonna do Snack and then go into Cuddle, and in the inner part, Fishy. And then we're going to put this shade Snowball on the inner corner. So first we're going to go in with Snack on this brush. And it's just going to be the outer third. Oh my gosh, this might be my favorite palette of this year. That blue has got some serious crazy. Hopefully I can dust that off. Nope. Well, I'm gonna have to fix my face a bit. So next is Fishy, which is the pastel-y apricot shade. And I'm just dabbing this right on, and they almost just blend together when you pat them together like that. So next I'm gonna take the pink shade, which is Cuddle, and that's just gonna be the really inner corner shade. So those are just kind of blended right across the lid there. I'm going to pop a little bit more of the orange apricot one, which is Fishy. Y'all, that is so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm in love. I am in love. This is for sure going to be on my favorite palettes of 2020. Can you believe I thought I wasn't going to like it? I'm going to go in with the brush that I put Iceworm, which is that green shade, and just blend that out. I did not put anything else on it. I'm just blending it into that transition area so there's no sharp lines. And then I'm going to do the same with the blue shade, which was Aquatic. Now we need to put some of that Snowball on the lid. This is a Morphe 421 brush. And we're going to pop a little bit on the inner corner and then blend it up into that purple shade. And I'm going to add a little bit more purple to this look. So that's belly slide. And then I'm also going to add a little bit more of ice cap to that outer lid part. Guys, that's it. That is all I'm putting on here. You can see how much pickup there is with that, which I'm excited about because that means they all have not hit hard pan. So now for, ooh, how am I even going to decide? Should I just do whites? I feel like I should just do a white in the waterline today. Yeah. So I've got my Jumbo NYX white pencil. I'm going to do in the waterline. I am going to use the Glamlite calligraphy pen for a wing liner, do some black tightline, mascara, and be back to show you the final look. All right, guys, I am back with the final look. I do not think I have to give you my first impressions. I think that you know I am totally in love with this palette. The pigment, the opaqueness of these shadows, and the way that they performed today and blended together was so beautiful. So I've used everything but the white, the lime green, and the yellow. So those will definitely be in the next look that I do with you guys, but please let me know if you'd rather have a 3 looks 1 palette or a dupe palette look. So I would do the dupes and then the same look on each eye, because I know that they did post that because of COVID-19, production of new palettes is going to take a little longer, but I don't know if with the dupes I would get the type of pigment and blendability that I did with these, but it might be interesting to see. That is everything for this first impression video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I do hope you subscribe before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up, stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.